watching the mystical green beanie.
Hey, what's going on, dudes and dudettes? I am the mystical green beanie, and today I'm going back to my roots. Well, more so the roots of the channel, and I'm gonna be talking about my boy Wally West, aka the Flash, aka the best Flash, because all the others, well, okay, they don't they don't suck, but I mean, Wally sets the bar pretty high, and neither Bart nor Barry post-Final Crisis have reached that bar, and I guess that's the perfect segue, because in this video, I'm going to explain why I feel as though Wally West is the definitive Flash. So first things first, Wally, out of all the other Flashes, has the most interesting character progression, because when Wally took up the mantle of the Flash, he was more or less retired from the whole superhero thing. He was done. He just wanted to go to college and get drunk at parties and hook up with random girls. That's all he wanted to do at that point in his life. But then the crisis happened, and his uncle, who was the second and most recent Flash, died. And with no one else to take up the mantle, it had to be him. Wally was forced to step up to the plate, and he reluctantly did. But he he went about everything in a very unconventional manner. So when Wally became the Flash, one of the first things he ever did was reveal his secret identity, as well as the identity of Barry Allen. He made all of this public. He basically pulled an Iron Man like 7 or 8 years before Tony Stark did in the comics. So this was something that was very unorthodox at the time. It wasn't completely uncommon, mind you. There certainly were other superheroes with public identities at the time, even far before Wally even became the Flash, but he was one of the first who was in a legacy who just completely tore the veil off of everything and became a public figure because of it. And this goes into my next point, where Wally was a celebrity. Now, you have to keep in mind, as I said, he was young, he was a college kid when he became the Flash. He was also rich, because I think he won the lottery or something. I don't remember exactly. But yeah, he was a rich and famous superhero with a public identity. And he did let the fame get to his head. And while he was a good guy and a selfless hero, dude was a player. He was a real love him and leave him type. He played the game, and he played it very well. Well, with civilians at least. Yeah, women in the superhero community typically weren't all that hyped for Wally. In fact, Wally always played second fiddle to Nightwing, because I guess girls just prefer dick. So he turned to what he would later refer to as easy targets. These easy targets being typical everyday civilian girls. And he'd use his status as a celebrity and a superhero to get laid by these unassuming nobodies. And he would later regret those actions because they would go on to bite him in the ass, especially after he gets married. And again, that was something that a lot of superhero comics rarely touched on, especially DC Comics. If anything, that's more like something Marvel would do with their characters, but even then, outside of Johnny Storm, not really. So yeah, that was really cool. Also, Wally was one of the few Marvel and DC characters who was actually allowed to grow and change over the years. A major issue that I have with Western comics is that, while I love them and always will love them, there seems to be this attitude towards these characters in which they're not allowed to change, because if they do, then they're deemed uninteresting. But I never really followed that mindset, and thankfully, writers like Mark Waid and Jeff Johns agreed, because they took Wally in many new and uncharted directions, doing things with his character that not a lot of mainstream superheroes were doing, and seeing that character progression all the way from his first becoming the Flash in 1986, really up to 2003 or 2004 when Jeff Johns left the book, was extremely fascinating. And it was fun seeing Wally deal with all of the celebrity that came with being the Flash, as well as dealing with having to live up to the legacy of Barry Allen, which gave him a major inferiority complex, as well as growing up and realizing that he had to put aside his childish attitudes towards life and move forward as the man that his uncle always wanted him to be. And we got to see Wally become a great husband and a great father and a great hero, and that's something that I just can't say for the other Flashes. I mean, Jay Garrick has always been a part of the Flash stories, and he's great, and it's always fun seeing him interact with the Flash family, but he's just always a wise father figure. You know, he's always the old sage character that the others would go to for guidance. As for Barry, he has some good stories under his belt. You know, the death of Iris Allen is great. Same goes for the trial of the Flash. That's a fantastic story. And I actually enjoyed a great deal of the material that we got with his character after his return in Final Crisis with Flash Rebirth and the Dastardly Death of the Rogues, which is one of my personal favorite Flash stories of all time, by the way. And then there's, you know, the New 52 material, which is, you know, it's not too bad. You know, there's some cool stuff there. Then there's Bart Allen, who, honestly, I don't think anyone liked Bart as the Flash. But yeah, while these guys are cool too, none of them really progressed or changed in the way that Wally did. And as I said before, with the notable exception of Flashpoint, none of the other Flashes really broke any ground in regards to the mythology, whereas with Wally West, we got a ton of new concepts and ideas and characters from his era. And all of those discoveries really affected the way Wally grew. And I just can't say that for the other members of the Flash family. So there you have it. These are the main reasons for why I feel Wally West is and always will be the definitive Flash. There's a few other small things here too, like how the concept of the Speed Force was introduced while he was the Flash, and how he has such a deep connection to it. Also, how he serves as an example of what a teenage superhero can become, as well as showing off how legacy characters can not only be great, but can potentially usurp their predecessors. But yeah, all in all, I love Wally West, and I think that he is the definitive Flash. But what about you guys? What are your thoughts? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think that I'm a raging jackass for not thinking that Barry Allen is the end-all be-all? Let me know down below in the comment section. Also, if you like this video, hit the like button, share, support the channel, and if you want to see more content like this, all you have to do is subscribe. I'm the Mystical Green Beanie. Thank you for watching, and as always, until next time, adios nachos, adios.